between the two big parties of this country. Aparajita, Sarangi, it looks like the Congress, has engaged on this interview. Many substantive things have been said, but I'm looking at it as them, the Congress, also being triggered because the External Affairs Minister particularly, singled out Rahul Gandhi for an attack, saying that, his words on the LAC, if he has something better to say, then I'm willing to listen. He said that obviously in a sarcastic way. And that appears to have triggered this kind of response from the Congress party.
A very good evening. Pursuant to the remarks made by our External Affairs Minister, Shri Jaishankarji, yesterday, all the Congress people have been giving their viewpoints. Gabby, dyslexic and arrogant. I think these are the words that characterize the responses of all these Congress people. It's very unfortunate that they are not listening, or rather not trusting the words of the External Affairs Minister. Now here is an External Affairs Minister who has spoken to us with facts and figures. He gives dates and years. Now, as far as our relationship with China is concerned, I can only say 3 Ds: dialogue, diplomacy and development. See, let's not get into war of words. I can only tell the Congress people, request them rather, to listen to the words of External Affairs Minister and trust his words. Now, when we talk of dialogue and diplomacy, let me tell you, we are very firm in our approach towards China. We know what we are doing and we walk the talk. Now, as far as our strategy is concerned, I'm sure there is a word called development. We are focusing on the development of the border areas. I'm reminded of the time when Mr. A.K. Antony was the defense minister. And you flip through the pages of the proceedings of the parliament. In the parliament, Mr. Antony has said, best defense is not to develop the border. That was the mindset of the Congress people when they were in power. Now here is a government under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi who is focusing on the development of these areas, and I have facts and figures. तथ्य और तर्क के साथ बात करने के लिए बैठी हूँ. 2100 kilometers of roads have been constructed in the border areas along China with an expenditure of about 15,477 crore. I think this has to be remembered. And I tell you, on 9th December 2022, we may recall, there was a scuffle between the Chinese and the Indian soldiers. And you know why was this scuffle? The scuffle was because we had been constructing roads and bridges, and that actually do not go down well with the Chinese soldiers. Obviously it would not, and that is why they kind of resisted. Now there is a heavy deployment, as has been told by Mr. Jaishankar, in the very high altitudes in eastern Ladakh. There was a time when only 10,000 soldiers could be put there. Now we actually increased our efficiency and we have put there 22,000 soldiers. We are also enhancing capacity further so that we have 35,000 soldiers there. So we are taking all steps and work is in progress.
I just wanted to come in to say that, at no point of time is there a public perception that there hasn't been continuity as far as national security is concerned. Now the two political parties are pointing fingers at each other about who has done more as far as China is concerned. Frankly, as an apolitical journalist, someone who has covered national security and defense for 2 decades, I can tell you that there is much to be desired on all sides. Okay, the Congress, Mr. Kanduri, is by no means lily white when it comes to China. I'm not even going as far back as 1962. Even the Depsang episode, in the 2012-2013 period, what happened in Daulat Beg Oldie, those are all issues that can similarly be brought out. But I'm not going to bring those up because I feel that the public mood right now needs to be a certain political distrust between the two sides, fomenting this season of attacks that are of a personal nature. The Congress says it's because your government and your party does not share information. Is that, has it become a vicious cycle because you don't trust, because of the personal attacks? Therefore, the parliamentary protocol of sharing information with the opposition has completely stopped. And that's the reason why these attacks keep continuing to happen? Or is that not true?
Do you think the matters pertaining to Indo-China relationship should be discussed on the floor of the House? Should we make the internal matters of our country, the security matters, public? Is this the kind of attitude
I think what they meant was
Congress
taking you into confidence, taking the Congress into confidence.
No, I think they should act more mature. And I tell you one thing, please listen to me.
Yes.
Rahul Gandhi ji happens to be the member of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Defence. Now, I'm also a member of a Parliamentary Standing Committee. All issues which do not go out to public are discussed here. Now, in the past 1 year, please ask Rahul Gandhi how many times he has attended the meeting of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Defence. If he goes there, he will know what is what, and he would get all the answers to all his questions. So, it is very easy to put the blame on Prime Minister Modi and his team. It's very important to actually get into things, be meticulous, be diligent, and try to cooperate with the government in matters of security. You know, this is not a very simple thing. In fact, we always expected that the opposition parties, including the Congress, would come and join hands with the ruling party in these matters at least. You know, there should be certain matters that should be above politics. Now here, Rajiv Gandhi Foundation got some money from the Chinese embassy to carry out a research on the Indo-China relation. I think all of us are aware of that. Now, what was the outcome of that research? What were the findings? I think the entire country would like to know. And I tell you, I'm having some details about a letter which had been written by Sri Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the then Home Minister, to Prime Minister Nehru on 7th November 1950. He had written to Nehruji, you know, it's good to have soft corner for China. You know, these are the words. It's good to have soft corner for China. It's good to have friendly relationship with China, but we should be aware of the fact that they are at our doorstep, and this is very dangerous. So, you know, keeping in view the fact that China has been aggressive towards India all through, what was the reason Prime Minister Nehru had to go all the way and lobby for the seat of China in the as a permanent member of the UN Security Council? I think when we live in glass houses, we should not throw stones at others. Prime Minister Modi's government is putting in its best efforts to ensure that we are all safe, and we have a very positive, rather I would say very mature stance.